Well, one of the things that I wanted to show everyone is all the neat stuff they got on the outside. And here on Tuesday, when there's not as many crowds, because again, for the rest of the con, this thing is going to be packed like you would not believe. Like the worst days at Disneyland. Whatever you think of, like if you've ever complained about waiting in line, you haven't until you've been here. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to show was here at Comic-Con they always do, well, if it's not lines and stuff, it's ads for all of the new stuff for the year. They premiere a lot of it here, and you can probably see it behind me. Up there is a thing for Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. They paint these ads over a lot of the hotels. That's the one that's over the Marriott. They do it for pretty much most of the major ones, the big tall buildings here in the Gaslamp, but this is the one that's on the Marriott, is the Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Another thing that's really common to see around here is they put these posters up on a lot of the lampposts here at the Gaslamp Quarter in downtown San Diego, where they hold this thing every year. And this year, they've got these posters here over the lamppost. They always say celebrating the popular arts, and that's like one of the official slogans of Comic-Con, because it is a pop culture convention, and pop culture does have a place in the arts. But this year they're all about Avengers Doomsday. There's even a big nice one down over here in the Gaslamp entrance, which I'll get to in a second. Here's another cool ad poster for a building. You can see one right on back there is for the Wolverine game coming to PS5 later. I think that's later next year. Really wish that was coming to PC too, because PlayStation has been dropping the ball lately on consumer practices, being very anti-consumer lately, but I'd be lying if I said that game itself didn't look cool. So I hope to play it one day, but not necessarily. You can also see that a little bit next to it is the Hard Rock Cafe, the Hard Rock Hotel Cafe right over there. And they had a Spider-Man Magic the Gathering event over there that I went to last year that was very cool. So the Hard Rock Cafe and the Hard Rock Hotel gets in on the Comic-Con stuff too. There's all kinds of stuff that go on in the Gaslamp during here. And since all of that stuff is technically, it's part of it, but not. You don't need an attendee badge to go do all the stuff out there. So it tends to be even more crowded and harder to get into, because anyone can get into it as long as you just come down here. So it's a way to feel included if you missed out on a ticket, but be prepared to wait in the hot sun too. And it's right next to the marina, so it's actually pretty nice here. There's a decent breeze. It's always a nice day and beautiful days here during it. So you're never here on a bad day. Here they're setting up a Percy Jackson and the Olympians experience. I didn't get a chance to do this last year because that was before the show actually premiered. It looks like they're setting up another one, so I'm sure it'll be different than last year's. But look like they're just still setting it up here. Most of this technically doesn't kick off until Thursday, so they're all still in prep mode. But you can still, it's also very lively down here. There's always cool things to do. IGN also hosts a balcony here, which is part of the Hard Rock Hotel here. Last year, while I was waiting in line for the Magic the Gathering thing, they had a quick show up here where John Cena premiered, who was at the time promoting the Peacemaker Season 2. So who knows who will show up here this year. I turned myself into a local favorite taco shop, Morty. I'm Baja Rick's. Right here behind me is the 6th and K parking garage, next to the actual convention parking, which sells out almost instantly and is for the most part reserved for the actual exhibitors who have tons of stuff to carry upstairs to the show floor. This, I would say, is the best place to park at the con, because it's like a block away and within walking distance of everything. I like to use it as basically a locker here to cool down and hold stuff while I'm doing con things, because you don't want to be lugging all that stuff around the show floor. They have a lot of cool stuff here, but you definitely don't want to be carrying it around all day. And behind me here is Petco Park, where the Padres are normally playing, but there's always a lot of stuff to do over there too. Lots of companies kind of rent the space to do demo things. So Petco Park is also a place where a lot of the outside stuff happens here at the Gaslamp during Comic-Con. Another fun place to check out if you don't have an attendee badge, or if you just want to do outside stuff. So behind me here is the historic entrance to the Gaslamp Quarter here at San Diego. This always gets decorated with something here, and this year it looks like it's going to be a ad for Avengers Doomsday. Doesn't look quite done yet, but like I said, it's only Tuesday and they still got 2 more days to do this. So at the very least, it should be done by then, if not tomorrow during preview night, and I'm sure it'll look really cool. Always does. This is another side of the Hilton here in the Gaslamp. And over here you got an ad. This year is for the Rings of Power season. I forget what season they're on. 3. It doesn't matter. The show is terrible, and that's supposed to be Sauron, but it's not, because everything about this show is a miserable failure and insult to the legacy of J.R.R. Tolkien and Lord of the Rings and fantasy and storytelling in general. But they got cool ads. Over here we got this event space that's being set up for Disney Hulu's Animation Domination. Before Disney Hulu was the primary name here, they did this under Fox. Fox always has stuff for The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, and usually a new show that they're debuting every year, which will get canceled by episode 6. And well, that always tends to be that. I remember Son of Zorn and Crapopolis, and those didn't last long. So they're setting up some event here. So again, there's tons of stuff to do with the Gaslamp if you don't have a ticket, or even if you do, if you want to come out here and do all this stuff. This is another side of the Hilton Gaslamp here in the Gaslamp Quarter. Here they got ads for the Vampire Lasat, and up there is the Walking Dead city. Walking Dead has always been kind of a staple here at San Diego Comic-Con for as long as the show's been around. It's not my personal cup of tea, but I won't deny that the thing is kind of a mainstay presence here. There's always some kind of Walking Dead zombie experience somewhere. If it's not in the convention hall itself, it's usually somewhere down in Petco Park. But like I said, it's a staple here. So there's tons of stuff here for anyone to like of any of their favorite things. And here's Funko's wraparound ad that they put here at the Omni Hotel. Funko's another mainstay of Comic-Con. Their exclusives here are always a big ticket item that people spend their entire con and their entire fortune here getting. And here's the Rookies wraparound ad over at Petco Park. I've also seen a lot of ads from the Rookie over the years, and that brief spin-off it had a little bit a few years ago. I don't know what season it's going on now, like 8, maybe 9. I don't know how long you are considered a rookie, but I don't know, he seems pretty experienced at this point, especially considering it's Nathan Fillion. And behind me over there is the Hilton with their wraparound ad for, looks like season 13 of American Horror Story. The Hilton's the other big major hotel that there's a lot of events during Comic-Con at. They got Hilton on this side, and then we got the Marriott over the other side on either side of the convention hall. So it doesn't contain just the convention hall and the Gaslamp Quarter and a bunch of the hotels nearby. So the event is huge.